Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sawyer Center on the campus of Southern Nazarene University. SNU basketball is live and on the air. This evening, the Crimson Storm tangle with the Henderson State Reddies in Great American Conference action, a key game for both squads here in Bethany. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell here alongside Emily Jackson, getting you set for SNU and Henderson State. Both teams were swept by Henderson State back on January 4th. The women falling 71-59 and the men falling in Arkadelphia 74-55. So revenge on the minds of the Crimson Storm tonight as the Reddies out on the court getting loose right now. Crimson Storm soon to follow. Could be a historic night for the Crimson Storm as Jonathan Dunn sits just 7 points away from the all-time career scoring mark in SNU history, set to pass the great Jeff Jantz tonight. Again, just needing 7 points this evening to get that mark. Henderson State coming in on the women's side, having won 2 in a row after losing 2 of the previous 3. The men coming in having won 8 of 9. The only loss in that stretch, a 3-overtime loss at Arkansas Tech. Both Crimson Storm teams coming in off a loss to Southern Arkansas on Saturday. The women falling 62-60, or 64-62 rather, to Southern Arkansas, and the men falling to the Mule Riders 57-54. So an opportunity for SNU to get back in the win column at home, where they are a combined 15-1 this season. And Emily, we'll start with the women. Obviously a disappointing week last week for the Crimson Storm out in Southern Arkansas as SNU fell to both Arkansas Monticello and Southern Arkansas, but still a 5-way tie for second right now at 8-4 in conference with 4 other teams. So plenty of opportunities for SNU to continue to climb the standings and get it back on the winning track tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to some girls earlier this week from the basketball team, and they are really looking forward to these games tonight, and they want to win. And, I mean, just the confidence that they're putting out is just overwhelming, and I can't wait to see what they've got tonight.
SNU coming in still one of the best defensive teams in the conference. They allow just 60.6 points per game in conference play and 60.2 points per game overall this season. In conference play, that's number 1 in the conference, and they're number 2 in field goal percentage defense at 38.1. Henderson State up in the top echelon of most offensive and defensive categories this season. They are number 3 in scoring at 76.6 points per game, number 3 in three-point percentage at 34.4%. They're also 4th in three-point percentage defense at 29.9% allowed, and that'll be a key tonight for the Crimson Storm, as they are shooting 40.1% from behind the three-point line. That's good for 3rd in the country, but coming off their lowest 2 three-point outputs this season, just 5 makes against Monticello and just 3 against Southern Arkansas. Just not a lot of looks there, as the Cotton Blossoms and the Mule Riders both did an excellent job of chasing SNU off of the three-point line in those 2 games. And Emily, we've seen throughout the season thus far that the three-point line has been an effective weapon for the Crimson Storm, even though they don't necessarily shoot a high volume of threes.
Yes, but, I mean, I think it works for them because I think they take their time, and the shots that they do put up there, they make them. So I think it's a good system for them.
So Henderson State, again, coming in number 4 in the conference offensive rebounds at 14.3 per game, and number 2 in three-point makes at 8.3 per game. They're led in that category by Haley Estes, 51 three-point makes this season. That's number 1 in the conference. Number 32 in the country. She's the all-time leading rebounder at Henderson State, shooting 35% from the three-point line, and that was up around close to 50% early in the season. But as the volume has piled up, the makes have not followed. She's just 18 of 69, 26% in her last 9 games from three-point range. And she's on pace to surpass her 236 attempts from a season ago when she hit just 30% from three-point range. So containing her, obviously a big key, as well as Pink Jones, who comes in just 11 assists away from the school record in assists. And post player Carrington Whaley, 3rd in the conference in field goal percentage at 53.5%. Last Saturday, we saw SNU make a change in the starting lineup as Miriam Garcia got the starting nod over Abby Nehus. Garcia has been on a tear offensively of late, 11.6 points per game in the last 5 contests, and had a double-double of 21 points and 11 rebounds against Southern Arkansas on 10 of 20 shooting. So she has come on strong and added a little bit more offensive punch for the Crimson Storm, and we'll see how she's able to do tonight against Whaley on the inside. Should be a terrific battle in the post both ways for the Crimson Storm and the Reddies. As we count down to tip-off, we will go ahead and pitch it over to head coach Trent May and get his thoughts and comments on last week's 2 losses and look ahead to tonight's matchup with the Reddies. Here's SNU head coach Trent May. Joined now by SNU head coach Trent May, talking about tonight's game against Henderson State. And Coach, you talked in post-game on Saturday that your team's just not tough enough at times. How do you change that?
You got to be intentional. One, it's they had the confidence. They should have the confidence to be able to be tough enough, because they can be that at times, and I think that's the time when it really shows is when it's got to be there the most. Meaning you got to flex when it's time to go, and and it's when it becomes really competitive on the floor. It's sometimes it's the tougher teams win, and I like tough basketball teams, and we have been that at times, and we're super capable of being that, and so I definitely don't want to say we don't have a tough team. We just don't have enough. There's not those toughness. When it rears its head that you have to be, and so. But I think there's definitely things in practice that you can do to simulate that, you just reminding them of like, hey, this is the time, this is what toughness requires, and this is when it's needed, and here's how you do it. And I think that's just just like with anything else, you just talk about it and you work on it consistently, and you hope that it like I said, when it rears its head, then when it's collecting time, that it's that there's no fear, because fear never wins, and the alternative to that is to be tough. And so hopefully we'll that'll be a calling card moving forward, and if not, we'll go back to work and continue to work on it.
With how close your team is, were you surprised there wasn't more of that "we've got your back" mentality when Kennedy went out on Saturday?
I was really hoping for that. She was playing really well, so I think that's also a part that you take a really a player who's playing well off the floor at that time, and we weren't able to duplicate what she was bringing to the table at that moment. So I think they wanted to have her back. It just wasn't happening. There wasn't enough people carrying the load to make sure that got done.
You started Mimi on Saturday in place of Abby. Is that just performance over the past few weeks, or something else?
Yeah, no. You just sometimes you're just looking for a right spark, and I hate when sometimes there's times in team situations that when you remove a player from the starting lineup. Sometimes it can be because of what another player's doing and what they present, in different times of the year. I mean, it's a long season, and so there's different aspects and different times when people, either continue to, are making high marks and doing good things versus somebody who's just maybe not playing well at that position. So it's a combination of different things sometimes. And for us right now, Mimi's just playing with a lot of confidence and playing with a lot of energy. And it's crazy. Her first game that we put in the starting lineup, she has a double, and I think it's 21 points, 11 boards. And for us, we needed every one of those odds. So it's we're excited that we get to start her now. But again, it's not because we were demoting Abby. It's just that's kind of where the pieces are falling at this moment.
Against Henderson State in Arkadelphia, you guys started a little bit slow in the first quarter and never really seemed to catch up. What's the key to starting fast tonight against the Reddies?
Well, hopefully, it's there's you can find the right key first of all. Hopefully that's what we do. But it's just playing with confidence all throughout. Whether it's hopefully it's all through all four quarters. But we just want to make sure that one, that we're just grounded and confident in how we're really performing on the defensive end, because I think that's where it kind of got it's one thing we definitely want to rely on our offense and stuff, but our calling card should be defense, and we should be really good at that no matter what. And we they shot 50% from the game last time, and that's something that we got to make sure that we do a better job at, as is holding them out to a lower field goal percentage, which most of the time we're pretty good at. And so, but then creating just we just got to play with energy and not a lot of passion.
How do you dictate the rhythm and tempo that you guys want to play on a particular game?
Well, we would like to play fast all the time. We want to push the ball and transition. We want to make sure that we're really playing, just with electric energy. So I think that does a lot of dictating of the style. When we come out flat or we come out just maybe not as engaged as we should be, I think that's when you just kind of you can be that's your chances for a letdown are a lot bigger. And so I think for us is just again making sure that we're grounded and just knowing that, hey, we're confident in what we can do. We're really good on defense. Hopefully our offense is clicking, because obviously two ends of the floor are better than one. But our defense should be steadfast and should be locked down with that. But it just again, but the energy on both sides is what's going to make a difference.
Outside of a win, obviously, what are you hoping most to see from your team tonight?
Well, I think that sometimes coaching females, you just lose that edge with confidence sometimes, and you go into the from confident to fearful or reluctant or just you're just a little passive, and I think those are things tonight that I hope we just really we've played well at home. I haven't seen those really come to life at home, and so we just got to really trust the process and trust in each other, and just hopefully that we're all the fear factor isn't contagious, and we really that the other side of that is being is just playing with great confidence and great togetherness, and and that side of toughness. And so if we do that, then that's that's a sign that we'll be making strides in the right direction. Still a lot of basketball left, where there's a log jam in second place, so it's not like one team is just running away with it, and so there's great opportunity, and even if tonight doesn't go our way, there's still a great opportunity. But we're hoping tonight goes our way.
Absolutely. Coach, thanks for your time, and best of luck against Henderson State. It's SNU head coach Trent May, and Emily, a lot of good words there from Coach May, especially the fine line between losing your confidence and playing with it. You're an athlete yourself, not former, current athlete yourself.
Yes.
And so you've kind of experienced that a little bit yourself. That line is very fine as far as when you're keeping your confidence and when you start to lose it a little bit.
Oh, most definitely. I probably play one of the most mental sports in the conference, and it's such a head game. College athletics itself is such a head game, and you just have to find that fine line where before you get too cocky and before you just start losing your confidence, and it's definitely very, very hard.
Definitely. Let's run through the starting lineups real quick as both teams begin to head to their bench. First for the visiting Henderson State Reddies, number 2, senior guard Pink Jones, 10.2 points per game, 4.9 assists per game. Senior guard Haley Estes, she wears number 3, averaging a double-double this year, 14 points a game and 10.3 rebounds per game. Number 5, senior guard Blue Jones, averaging 7.4 points per game. It's been a struggle for the Blue Jones this year. 23.5% from three-point range after shooting 39% a season ago. Number 25, Lainey Snowden, number 7 in the country in three-point percentage at 48.1 points per game. She averages 9.8 points per game. And junior forward Carrington Whaley, she wears number 30, 12.3 points per game and 7.4 points per game. And we will get to the Crimson Storm's starting lineup on the other side of this break. You are listening to SNU Basketball, presented by Crossover Radio Sports, your home for SNU athletics, home and away all season long. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Starting lineup is being introduced right now. We'll go ahead and run through the starting lineup for the Crimson Storms. No changes from last Saturday's game, as Miriam Garcia starting in the middle for the Crimson Storm, the graduate transfer from Madrid, Spain, averaging 6.7 points per game and 3.3 rebounds per game. 27 blocks this year, ranks number 3 in the conference, and in fact, the top 3 shot blockers in the conference all in this game is Abby Nehus, Carrington Whaley, and Garcia are going to grace the court tonight. Number 22, junior guard Kennedy Gillette, averaging 8.7 points per game, 5.9 rebounds per game. Sophomore guard Sonia Sarna, she wears number 20, 12.3 points per game, and ranks number 1 in the conference in assists at 5.4 assists per game. Number 5, junior guard Alexis Jones, 10.6 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game. That's good for 5th in the conference. She's tied for 2nd on the team in steals with 25 this year. And number 2, sophomore guard JC Soap, 13.2 points per game, leads the team in scoring, 3.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, also tied for 2nd in steals with 25. She's shooting 45.5% from three-point range. That's good for 3rd in the conference and 17th in the nation, as the sophomore continues to rack up the three-point makes. She's number 2 in the conference in that category with 46 this season. So Emily, as we get set to go, obviously the Crimson Storm making some changes in the starting lineup the past 2 days from what we've seen most of the season. And as Coach May mentioned in his pregame comments, it's not necessarily what Abby Nehus is not doing. It's more an indication of what Miriam Garcia has been able to do the past couple weeks.
Yes, I think just with the change of the starting lineup, it's probably just because she's just showing more than what Abby Nehus has been giving, and it'll be different just to see what's going to happen tonight.
Both teams taking the floor right now. Thanks for joining us here on Crossover Radio Sports and on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel, your home for all SNU home games. And Crossover Radio Sports is bringing you home and away all season long. Henderson State in the traveling crimson with silver and gray numbers, reddies across the front. SNU in the home whites, SNU across the front, crimson numbers and lettering. And we are underway here. Garcia down low, guarded by Blue Jones. Kicks it back out. Alexis Jones fires up a corner 3. It's off the mark, no good, and Whaley has the rebound for Henderson State. Up ahead, Blue Jones in the middle of the paint, pivoting, gives Miriam Garcia a bit of her own medicine as she pivots and scores the first 2 points of the game. 30 seconds gone by. So, on the left wing, hits the cutting Garcia, working on Whaley, scoops around her, missed the shot, offensive rebound. Alexis Jones follows it up with the left hand. Excellent follow from Alexis Jones. And we're tied at 2. Estes to the right elbow, gives it to Snowden. Three-pointer on three-pointer there. Snowden bounced it over to Whaley, who got behind Garcia, and she lays it in for 2. Quick pace to this one. As you heard from Coach May again in the pregame, SNU certainly wants to push the tempo a little bit as Sarda goes all the way to the basket behind the Garcia pick, and she beat Whaley there and lays it in to tie the score at 4. Long pass deflected away from Blue Jones, out of bounds by Sarda, so we'll keep it here with 26 on the shot clock. 8:39 to go first quarter. Pink Jones will be the inbounder on the baseline. Gets it into Whaley in the corner. Looking for a cutter, no one there. Sends it back up top to Estes. Estes jab stabs on Gillette, now drives to the block. Pass deflected by Jones, and she's going to track it down in front of the scorer's table. Waiting for traffic, instead hits the cutting Sarda underneath. Reverse layup is no good. Miriam Garcia, offensive rebound. She's pivoting, sends it back up top to Sarda with 20 on the shot clock. Now Sarda dumps it down low to Garcia, has it knocked away by Whaley. Retrieves. And a 3-second violation is going to be called on Garcia. Trying to gather in the loose ball there and unable to do it within the 3-second allotted time. So early turnover for SNU. 4-4 our score, 2 minutes gone by. Pink Jones to the right elbow. Looking for help. Bounce over to Whaley, stolen by Garcia. In the open court by herself, all the way in. Too strong with the left hand. Estes has the rebound, and a jump ball is going to be forced by Soap on Estes. Alternating possession gives it to the Reddies. So back and forth we go. Crimson Storm with a couple early steals. We're tied up at 4 apiece. Officials confirming something there. And back to action we go. Pink Jones working on Alexis Jones. Fires it out top, right wing. Blue Jones for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Good box up by Garcia. She has the rebound. Quickly over to Alexis Jones. Gives it to Sarda on the left wing. Hits the diving Garcia. A lot of contact there as Pink Jones rips it away from her, and she's running. And tried to spin on Sarda, but shuffled her feet in the process. That's another turnover for Henderson State, already their 3rd here in the first 2.5 minutes. Emily, a quick pace to this one so far.
Oh, most definitely.
Gillette working top of the key against Estes. A right wing, Sarda holding against Blue Jones. Gets it back from Garcia. She drives baseline on Blue Jones, shut off nicely. Sarda tries to loop the pass to Garcia. It's deflected and stolen by Whaley. Not a good look there from Sarda. Pink Jones leaves it for Whaley, top of the key. Thought about the 3, chased off the line by Garcia. Pink Jones around Alexis Jones over Garcia, missed the shot. Whaley offensive rebound, back up and in. First offensive rebound for Henderson State. And it results in points as the Reddies lead 6-4, 6:30 to go first quarter. Jones, nice cut to Gillette, but Pink Jones knocks the pass out of bounds. Macy Maines into the game for Pink Jones, and Maines has been sort of a revelation this year. 5.3 points per game a season ago, has upped that to 11.3. She's averaging 16.4 points per game in her last 7 games, all double figures. Garcia spins around Estes, missed the shot with the left hand, a little too strong, and Estes has the rebound. Long lead pass ahead for Snowden. Kick in the corner, Maines, and she'll dribble out, leave it up top for Estes. Gets Gillette in the air, finds Whaley on the block, fouled by Garcia, and Carrington Whaley will go to the line for 2 free throws. Good ball movement around the perimeter for the Reddies there, and it'll result in free throws for Whaley, the junior from Springdale, Arkansas. First one's on the way and good for Whaley, shooting 68% from the foul line this season. One more coming. She goes 2 for 2. And the lead is 8-4 in favor of the Reddies. 6:11 to go here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us on White Hot Night here in Bethany. Got mixed participation on that front as first 300 fans are getting white t-shirts. Smattering throughout. Garcia working on Pink Jones. Oh, a beautiful pivot move across the lane, and she lays it in with the left hand. Excellent patience there by Garcia and SNU, feeding the post early. Garcia already 1 for 4 from the field. Pink Jones holding at the right elbow. Now back out Maines, left wing open for 3. It's off the backboard, no good. Alexis Jones has the miss, and she's off and running. Drives on Pink Jones, tries to go reverse. Pink Jones blocked it, and then a foul is going to be called on Alexis Jones for, looked like taking Pink Jones down to the ground in the scrum for the basketball. Second team foul in the Crimson Storm here in the first quarter. First on Jones. Garcia has the other one. Pink Jones drives, shut off by Garcia. Pass deflected and stolen by Garcia. Second steal of the night for the post. Right wing Gillette working on Snowden. And she's called for steps. Blue Jones checking back in for Pink Jones, as the Reddies have had a quick trigger on substituting those 1 and 2 positions thus far. Maines will bring it across the timeline for the Reddies. Stops at the right elbow, hits the cutting Blue Jones along the baseline. That one's ripped away by Sarda, and she gathers it in the corner. Back the other way we go. 5th turnover for the Reddies here in the first quarter. Crossover by Sarda. Shut off there. Steps across the lane with the floater. It's off the back iron and backboard and drops through to knot the score at 8. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Maines in the block, pivoting, and traveled. Tried to draw the contact on Garcia. Official wasn't having any of it. That'll take us to our first stoppage. 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Back and forth we go. We're knotted up at 8. This is SNU basketball presented by Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Athletics page. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU and Henderson State knotted up at 8 with 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. And Emily, a very fast pace to this one, but not a ton of production. Already 6 turnovers for Henderson State here in the first quarter, and SNU sitting on 4 themselves.
Yes, it's just a little bit chaotic for right now.
No substitutions on the court either way out of the timeout. We're back to action here. Sarda bringing it across the timeline for the Crimson Storm. Gillette now working on Estes. Now Sarda, right wing. Doubled. Tried to hit Garcia and chucked it over her head out of bounds. 5th turnover for the Crimson Storm here in the first quarter. That's 11 combined turnovers thus far. Maines quickly to the three-point line, looking for help. Hits Snowden on the backdoor cut. Kick in the corner, Blue Jones. She drives into the paint, cut off there. Pass deflected by Alexis Jones. It goes out of bounds. 18 on the shot clock for Henderson State. And as usual, when the Crimson Storm face Henderson State, we just try to keep up with the Joneses here. Maines inbounding in the corner by the SNU bench, trying to get it in, lobs it across the paint, looking for Whaley, intercepted by Gillette. 3-on-2 break for the Crimson Storm. Kick right wing, JC Soap wide open for 3, splash! Great cross-court look from Sarda, and JC Soap knocks down her first three-pointer of the evening, and SNU leads 11-8. Whaley chased off the line by Garcia, kick in the corner, Snowden, enters it back down to Whaley on the block. Pivoting. Left-hand hook shot is well off the mark. And Alexis Jones another rebound, her 3rd. Sarda in the corner with it, in front of the Henderson bench. Now Garcia, top of the key, gives it to Alexis Jones. Jones hits Garcia on the roll. Garcia pivoting around Whaley. Left-hand shot is good as she got around the junior. SNU, quick 5-0 burst out of the timeout, leads 13-8. Maines all the way to the block, sends it back up top to Estes. She'll fire a deep 3 from the top of the key. That's good. Haley Estes, 35% from three-point range. It gives her 52 makes this season. And the lead is 2 for SNU at 13-11. Garcia hands to Sarda all the way around, off the glass, missed the shot. Rebound tip, fought for, and Blue Jones comes away with it. Good curl handoff there. And now Alexis Jones is going to pick up her 2nd foul, going for the cross-court steal as she collided with Maines, and that's going to be, again, number 2 on Alexis Jones. And Irene Perez quickly off the bench for SNU. Lexi Weber into the game for Henderson State. She had 5 points against the Crimson Storm in Arkadelphia. Pink Jones all the way, leaves it off for Weber, hit the underside of the rim with it, and Perez comes away with it. Perez down the far sideline, tried to get it to Garcia and does after a deflection. Top of the key now, Soap working on Snowden. Behind the Garcia pick. Soap hits her with a bounce. Oh, a beautiful spin by Garcia, and Pink Jones caught with her hand in the cookie jar, is going to pick up the foul and send Miriam Garcia to the foul line for 2 free throws. Garcia 65% from the line this season. Not a ton of makes this year. Just 13 of 20, but was 5 for 6 at Monticello on Thursday night. Makes the first, and one more coming. Abby Nehus at the scores table set to check in for Garcia, should she make this second one. Hits them both, and Nehus will enter the game for Garcia. Garcia exits 6 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 2 steals and 2 rebounds. Good work for the Spaniard in the first 7 minutes of the game. SNU leads by 4, 15-11. Pink Jones all the way to the basket, too hard off the glass, and Perez has the miss. Perez opting with no braid tonight. Not sure if I've seen Perez play without a braid tonight or at all in her career. Soap, left wing, behind the Nehus pick. Hits her on the roll. Mismatch on Estes. Nehus off the glass and good. SNU exploiting that pick and roll with the post thus far, and it's resulted in a 17-11 lead. Maines at the foul line, backing down Sarda, pivots. All the way to the basket, tried to hit Weber. It finds its way to Pink Jones in the corner. She drives in, shut off nicely by Gillette, trying to get around her. Fumbled the ball, out of bounds. Nehus saves it to Sarda. Sarda along the sideline, behind the back dribble, gets her free of Jones. Sarda getting the call from Trent May. 1:40 to go here in the first quarter. Nehus on the block against Weber. She'll back her down. All the way to the basket. Too strong with the shot. Perez offensive rebound. Back up. Missed it. Gets her own miss again. Off the glass. No good. Gillette and Weber fight for it, and Weber comes away with it. Pink Jones all the way down. Kick in the corner. Snowden. Closed out nicely by Soap. Now Estes, right wing. She'll drive on Perez. Spins across the lane. Left-hand shot is short, but a foul is going to be called. And they're going to get Irene Perez for contact to the head there. Be the first on Perez. 4th team foul on the Crimson Storm with 1:15 to go in the quarter. Maddie Nichols into the game for the first time as Pink Jones will take a seat. Lexus Weber will sit down, and Whaley is back in for the Reddies. Estes 68% from the foul line this season. Hits the first, and one more coming. Estes goes 2 for 2. 17-13 our score, 1:15 to go. Sarda bringing it across the timeline, guarded by Nichols. Hits Soap on the screen. On the right wing, now Perez. Size mismatch there with Maines. She drifts out into the corner, trying to post up Nehus. Good pass inside. Nehus going to work. Left-hand shot is no good, and Estes has the miss. Maines quickly up across the timeline with it. Drives all the way to the basket. Shut down nicely by Nehus and Gillette, and it goes out of bounds off of Abby. It'll be Henderson State ball with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Maines hits Snowden. Now kick out. Estes pulls the trigger on another 3, and she got it from the right wing. And it's a 1-point game again, 17-16, SNU leading it. 35 seconds to play. About a 9-second difference, game to shot clock. Perez on the far wing, guarded by Maines. Now gives it up top to Soap. Top of the key, she'll fire for 3. It's off the backboard, no good. Rebound tipped, fought for. Ripped away by Whaley by Sarda. Trying to get it to someone, but she's trapped, and the pass is deflected and stolen by Snowden. 12 seconds to play in the quarter. Leaves it up top for Maines with 6. Maines behind the Whaley pick. Goes all the way, rejected out of bounds by Nehus. As Maines and Estes collided on the cut there. 1.7 seconds on the clock as Henderson State will inbound on the baseline. Maines looking for the cutting Estes, deflected by Sarda, hits the back of the backboard and stays out of bounds. With 1 second to go, we'll try it again. Maines gets it to Estes. Did not get the shot off in time. It was no good anyway. Good coverage there by Gillette, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. A fast-paced back-and-forth game leaves us with a 17-16 Crimson Storm lead after 10 minutes. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this on the SNU Video and Radio Networks. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading by 1, 17-16 at the end of one quarter. And Emily, a wild back and forth affair there in those first 10 minutes.
Yes, it's been very chaotic. They've had many turnovers.
So 8 turnovers for Henderson and 6 for SNU there in the first quarter. And we come back to action. Cassandra Awatt on the court for the first time tonight for SNU. And both Jones twins on the court now for Henderson State. Soap holding left wing against Snowden. Inside, kicks it back out to Perez. Goes behind the knee, who's pick. And shut off nicely there. Sarda working on the right wing. In traffic, nearly lost it. People scrambling for it, and Jones rips it away from over her head. Jones going all the way in, lays it up with the left hand is good, and she's fouled by Perez. Sarda got caught in a tangle of bodies there. It'll be the second foul on Perez, first on SNU in the quarters. Henderson State retakes the lead. She knocks down the free throw, and it's now an 8-0 run for the Reddies since SNU took a 17-11 lead with 1:16 to go in the first quarter. Awatt, left wing, behind the knee, who's pick. Now Perez on the right wing, hands to Sarda, looking to drive on Pink Jones, shut down. Entry pass to Nihus, guarded by Whaley. Nihus pivots backwards, missed the shot. Soap crashed hard for the offensive rebound. Officials stop play. The ball definitely hit the underside of the rim. As the officials talking to the scores table here, we'll see. So the officials rule it did not hit the underside of the rim. Certainly looked like it from this vantage point. Gillette in for Irene Perez. So 9 on the shot clock for SNU. Entry pass to Nihus, back to Sarda, corner 3 on the way. It's off the back iron, no good. Snowden tracks down the long rebound. SNU, one of their last 8 from the field, passes behind Pink Jones, but she tracks it down. Driving on the freshman. Bodied up and fouled by Awatt. That'll be the first foul on Awatt. Second team foul already on the Crimson Storm, a minute gone by. So Henderson State inbounding under their own basket. Whaley in the corner with it. Now Blue Jones on the right wing. Soap nearly shot the passing lane on Sarda. Now Awatt shoots the passing lane and comes up with the steal. 1-on-3 break. She wisely brings it back out and gives it to Sarda. Sarda picks up her dribble, top of the key. Now Soap on the right wing. Tried to hit the cutting Gillette, but Estes with hands in the passing lane. Now Gillette steals it back on an errant pass. A lot of deflections and steals in this one thus far. Sarda cut off, finds Gillette, right wing. She'll hoist up a three-pointer from there. It's short. Awatt battling for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Estes. It'll be SNU basketball with a fresh 20 on the shot clock as Nefer Leon checking in for the first time today in her first meaningful minutes since November 21st against Northwestern. She had 10 points in that game, and those are the only 10 points she scored all season. Inbounds comes to Gillette, gets it back out to Leon. She directs traffic. Soap on the left wing. Uses the Nehus pick, who slips the screen. Soap steps inside, missed the long two, and Estes has the rebound. Her fourth. Pink Jones quickly down the court. Leaves it off for Maines, who finds a wide open Estes top of the key for three. It's off the mark, no good. And Awatt has the rebound for SNU. Awatt, left wing. She goes behind the Nehus pick. Is cut off there by Pink Jones. Hits the cutting Gillette with a nice look. Gillette misses the left-hand layup. Nehus offensive rebound, back up and in. SNU doing nice work on the offensive glass. That's now 8 offensive rebounds for the Crimson Storm. And they've turned those into 4 second-chance points. Jump ball is forced by Leon. Possession arrow keeps it with Henderson State with 20 on the shot clock and 7:20 to go here in the second quarter. Blue Jones and Weber back in. Garcia checking back in for Nehus. SNU shooting just 32% from the field. They've taken 11 more shots than Henderson State, courtesy of those 8 offensive rebounds and 10 turnovers by the Reddies. Weber trying to pivot around Garcia, and she does, and finishes with the left hand. Leon brings it across the timeline for SNU and directs traffic. Gillette on the right wing hands to Leon, working on Macy Maines. Pass is deflected and gathered in by Soap. Entry pass down to Garcia. Pivots around Weber. Hook shot is over the rim, and then Leon knocks the rebound out of bounds. Working over Maines for it. Quick break for Estes as Pink Jones checks out. 6:49 to go before halftime. Henderson State leading 21-19. Estes, backdoor cut for Snowden. Baseline shut down nicely by Garcia. Blue Jones in the corner for three. Missed it. Leon has the long rebound. Leon quickly into the front court for SNU. And she'll dribble on the SN Crimson Storm. Working against Blue Jones. Trying to create some driving space. Shut down nicely. Pass is kicked by Weber. Reset to 20 here for SNU. Good job by Leon trying to get that pass in there and getting Weber to move out of the way, basically. Soap will inbound in front of the Henderson State bench and gets it into Leon on the NCAA logo. Leon inside out dribble, drives all the way in, forces it up and draws contact and is fouled by Blue Jones. So Nefer Leon going to the line for 2 free throws. Just her second trip to the line this season. She's 2 for 2 this year. First foul on Jones, first foul on Henderson State here in the quarter. Leon rattles in the first free throw, and one more coming for the freshman, or the sophomore from Spain, one of 4 Spanish players on this SNU team. Second one is perfect, and we're tied at 21. 6:10 to go. Emily, I'd say the town name that Leon is from, but I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Trent May likes his Spaniards.
Snowden denied by Soap. Kick out for Maines for a three-pointer, and she knocked it down. Macy Maines was 3 for 6 from deep against the Crimson Storm. She's shooting just 27.5% from three-point range, with 6 of her last 29 in her last 5 games coming into tonight. Awatt trying to get the angle to Garcia. She does. Garcia backing down Weber. Bumped. Pivoting. Puts up the baby hook, and it's good. Garcia making some nice moves in the paint. She's got 8, and the lead is 1 for Henderson State at 24-23. Estes working on Leon now. Now Weber at the left elbow. Drives on Garcia. Scoop shot hit the underside of the backboard, and Leon quickly the other way. Leon Euro step around Snowden, puts up the shot and got it to go. Nefer Leon coming off the bench and making things happen for the Storm. Long pass in the corner for Estes. Gillette is there. Maines drives down Leon, leaves it off for Weber. Pass nearly went through her hands. Kick back out left wing Estes. Another 3 is good. Haley Estes 3 for 4 from deep to start this game. very capable shooter. And she's knocking them down at a high clip tonight. 27-25, Henderson State leads, 4:35 to go before halftime. Gillette drifts out in the corner. Long two on the way is no good. And Maines quickly back the other way. Blows right by Leone. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Leone. She tried to draw the charge but didn't get over in front quite enough. And that'll take us to our immediate timeout here in the second quarter. 27-25, Henderson State leads. 4:23 to go before halftime. We'll be back right after this here on the SNU radio and video networks. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU trailing Henderson State 27-25, 4:23 to go here in the second quarter. Julia Schwacke into the game for the first time for SNU as she replaces Kennedy Gillette. Maddie Nichols also back in for Henderson State. Gets it into Snowden. Maines has it ripped away by Leone. Leone, one-on-one, Nichols behind her all the way to the basket, and she missed the layup. Awatt is there, and she finishes. Excellent work from Leone and good follow there by Awatt. Whaley steps into a three-pointer on the other end and missed it to the left, and it goes out of bounds over to the Crimson Storm. Pink Jones will return for Macy Maines. 11 turnovers for Henderson State, 8 for the Crimson Storm. Emily, it hadn't been the prettiest game thus far, but we've kept up the pretty quick pace here.
Oh, most definitely. It's just very chaotic. It seems like neither one of the teams have found their rhythm yet.
Soap shut down on the drive. Now Awatt. She'll try. Shovels it over to Garcia. Pivoting, has it ripped away inside, but it's going to be a foul on Estes reaching across Garcia. First foul on Estes, second foul on the Reddies will send Garcia back to the line for free throws. Garcia, 8 points on 3 of 7 shooting. She got 2 rebounds and 2 steals thus far as well. First free throw is pure from the Spaniard, and one more coming for Garcia. Again, had 21 points and 11 rebounds against Southern Arkansas on Saturday. Second free throw is no good, and had 13 points and 4 rebounds against Monticello. Pink Jones drives, shut down. Now Nichols driving in, tries to force it across to Snowden. She does. Snowden pivoting, finds Whaley inside, missed the layup. Gets her own rebound, kicks it back up top to Estes. Estes across the lane, kick corner, Pink Jones. She'll pull the trigger for 3. Air ball over the rim, and Whaley unable to save it before going out of bounds. Pink Jones, not the three-point shooter of the two Joneses. She's just 3 for 6 coming into tonight, and that makes her 3 for 7. Under 30% for her career as well. Garcia left wing now gives to Awatt. Awatt tried to force it into Soap. And Pink Jones cut in front of that pass with the steal and then saved it off of Awatt out of bounds. So another turnover for SNU there. Their 9th. Pink Jones, left wing working on the freshman Awatt. Finds a wide open Whaley as Garcia drifted a little bit across the lane. Good vision there from Pink Jones. And Henderson State back on top 29-28 as we go back and forth on the teeter-totter. That one slapped out of bounds by Pink Jones. Coach Jill Thomas wanting that call off of Leon's leg. Not going to get it. Inbounds comes to Leon in the corner. She'll work it back up top to Awat, top of the key. Behind the Garcia pick. Finds Schwacke on the roll. Three-pointer on the way is off the back iron, no good. Whaley has the miss. Pink Jones pushing it quickly into the front court. Estes closed out nicely by Garcia. Schwacke stepping across to knock the pass to a wide-open Whaley out of bounds, and SNU lives to fight another day here on this possession with 21 on the shot clock. 2:19 to go before halftime. Henderson State leading by 1, 29-28. SNU just 34% from the field. Corner three from Maines is long. Awat controls the carom. Henderson State 4 of 10 from three. SNU just 1 of 6. Right now, that's the biggest reason why SNU trails by 1. Foul's going to be called on Lainey Snowden with a hand check on J.C. Soap. Third foul on the Reddies, first on Snowden. Baseline inbounds coming for the Crimson Storm. 21 on the shot clock here for SNU. Leon gets it in the corner to Garcia. Working across the lane. Has that shot blocked by Whaley. Out of bounds. SNU will do it again on the other side of the stanchion with 16 on the shot clock. Leon gets it into Soap, who quickly gives it back. Leon tried to force a pass to Garcia. And now a jump ball is going to be called. Looked like it should have been a kick ball on Henderson State as that pass went right off of one of Henderson State's foot. Either way, SNU maintaining possession here on the jump ball with a fresh 30 now. 1:53 to go for halftime. Inbounds comes to Soap. She dumps it down to Garcia. Garcia working on Whaley, spins around her, high off the glass, and it rolls out somehow. And Estes comes away with the rebound. Not sure how that one did not go down. Leon nearly shot the passing lane on Maines. Now finds a wide open Whaley underneath. Reverse layup is good. Garcia got a little bit too aggressive on the help D. There's Trent May telling her to stay home. Help D is great, but only when it's actually helpful. So behind the Schwacke pick, top of the key now Garcia. Leon goes behind the pick, tries to force a wraparound pass into Garcia, and that's stolen by Pink Jones. Pink Jones now with 4 steals in the game. SNU now with 10 turnovers. Pink Jones, Euro step around. Awad off the glass is good. Oh, but they call a travel on Pink Jones. Did not come down. Not come down at one time on the jump stop. Instead went galloping in. So now 12 turnovers on the Reddies. So we're under a minute to go, 31-28. Our score, Henderson State with the lead. Entry pass to Garcia, and a foul is going to be called on Maines reaching in for that pass. Henderson's adjusted nicely here, Emily, and doing a lot more closing down on those post-entry passes.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely making Miriam and Abby work for those passes.
So Leon will inbound on the baseline, fresh 20 on the shot clock with 54 seconds to play in the half. Awat up top, working on Maines. She'll drive all the way to the basket. Left-hand shot is no good. Rebound fought for, and a foul is going to be called on SNU. It's going to be on Schwacke going over the back, crashing for that offensive rebound. First foul on Schwacke, 4th team foul. 47.7 seconds to go in the half. 3-point game, 31-28. Henderson State leads. Jones pounding a hole in the floor, waiting on a screen from Estes. Now gets switched over onto Soap. Jones tried to fire it into Whaley and promptly threw it out of bounds. Whaley was open, but Pink Jones threw it well wide of her there. So SNU basketball, 2.5-second difference, game to shot clock. As Leon will walk it across half court. Leon, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal off the bench for the Crimson Storm. Doing some excellent work in place of Sonia Sarda. Left wing Soap. Gives it to Garcia. The double team comes. Garcia finds a cutting Awat, turns around over her left shoulder and scores with a right hand hook. Pink Jones into the front court. Snowden fires up a three-pointer. It's short. SNU with the rebound, and that's how the half ends. Excellent work there by the younger parts of the SNU roster in the second quarter, and that's how we'll go to halftime. 31-30. Henderson State leads. We'll be right back after this with first half stats and analysis and getting you ready for the second half of action. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to halftime here at the Sawyer Center. SNU trailing Henderson State 31-30 at the break. Luke McConnell here alongside Emily Jackson. It was a fast-paced first half, a little bit chaotic, like you said, Emily, and ultimately both teams really kind of unable to get in a consistent flow offensively either way.
Yeah, I mean, just like looking at them play, they just kept stealing the ball. I mean, there's so many turnovers. I think Henderson State had 13 turnovers and SNU had 10, and they just could not keep the ball in their possession.
6 turnovers for Pink Jones, 4 turnovers for Sonia Sarda, so both point guards struggling in that regard, and it resulted in Nefer Leon getting her first meaningful minutes since November against Northwestern, and she did some really good things there. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal in 8 minutes of action. What'd you like from the sophomore?
It was really fun just watching her play and watching her see how she's probably gonna, take over that spot when Sonia leaves, and it was just another Sonia out there.
Absolutely. 4 points each for 3 bench players for SNU. Nehus, Leon, and Cassandra Awat, the freshman from Lubbock, Texas, each with 4 points off the bench, so some good minutes there from SNU's bench to spell the starters. Garcia leading the way for SNU and scoring with 9 points. Just 3 of 9 from the field, though, as Henderson State has done a nice job crashing down in the post, and they certainly made a big adjustment as the first half went along there as well. Haley Estes, 11.6 rebounds in the first half. She's 3 for 4 from three-point range. And Carrington Whaley, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks in the first half. SNU just 33% from the field, 1 of 6 from three-point range, 5 of 6 from the foul line. Henderson State, 42.3%, and 4 of 12 from three-point range, 5 of 5 from the foul line, and ultimately the three-point line. The biggest difference in this one with those 3 more makes for Henderson State. SNU 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, but just 6 second chance points. They're dominating in the paint, though, 22-14, and turned those 13 points into 13 turnovers into 9 points. Henderson State 7 points off 10 SNU turnovers. 16 combined steals in this first half. So, Emily, it's not just carelessness, although both coaches would probably consider some of those passes that led to the steals as careless, but it's not a bunch of just chucking the ball out of bounds. It's some pretty aggressive defense out there.
Oh, most definitely.
SNU leading the rebounding battle 22-17 as well. No real foul issues either way. Irene Perez and Alexis Jones both with 2 for SNU. Nobody with more than 1 for Henderson State. SNU just 29% in that second quarter after going 37% in the first quarter. Well, we have a chance to witness history later tonight. Jonathan Dunn going for the SNU career scoring mark, and SNU as a whole looking to get back on the winning track against the Reddies tonight after getting really beat up pretty good by the Reddies out in Arkadelphia. And we talked to head coach Adam Bowhodge earlier today, and we'll get his thoughts now on tonight's game against the Reddies and wrap up last week's trip to Arkansas for the Crimson Storm. How about SNU head coach Adam Bowhodge? And coach, some more tough showings on offense last week. What were those most indicative of, you think?
Oh, I think there's a combination of things, but, I think it starts a little bit with our lineups, Luke. We had groupings out there that just we hadn't had together and that maybe don't fit what we've been doing offensively very good. And so, we really missed Ashton Charles. He got to play the first 11 minutes on Thursday and then, didn't get to play the rest of the way. And then Mo was a shell of himself in the first half on Saturday and then wasn't able to go in the second half. And so, I thought we played really hard. I thought we competed hard in both games. We just didn't play well enough to sweep the weekend.
Your young guys played a big role both on Thursday and Saturday. Is it easier as a young player to learn a specific role on offense or defense?
Yeah, it's a great question. You can teach people on offense where to be, but boy, learning how to play offense, a lot of that's just talent and getting a feel, and that comes through experience. You know, defense is much more black and white. It takes tremendous effort and tremendous concentration, but you know, there's a way to guard each action that we face, and so it's probably easier to learn how to play defense. You know, it may be more difficult to learn how to play really hard defensively, but I think defense is probably easier to learn than offense.
Seems like your freshmen in particular are kind of at different stages as far as learning those roles offensively and defensively as well.
Yeah, you know, they've different things. Carlin's been great, and you know, here lately Nick has been healthy and been getting a lot more minutes, and I thought he's done a fantastic job of competing really hard, and he's growing every day and really improving, and really excited about both those young guys.
What did you see on film from last week that maybe didn't notice in the game that's turned into some more teachable moments for this week?
Yeah, you know, I think what you do is you bring the guys in and you look at the screen together, you look at the film together, and so now you're both seeing the same thing, and you're able to put words with it and talk through it and get on the same page. And so, you know, every time you do that with the younger ones and with our certain lineups, you know, I think it's a chance for growth, and we've certainly been doing that this week.
Henderson, you know, won pretty comfortably in Arkadelphia against you guys. What were they doing that enabled them to come away with such a comfortable win?
Yeah, boy, they jumped up and made 16 threes to our 6, and that was a huge difference in the game right there. You know, they really guarded us well, and they're so well coached, Luke, and compete really hard, have a veteran group, and really have identity in how they play and what they're trying to do. And so on that day, early in January, boy, they turned us every way but loose, and outcoached us, outplayed us, out-toughed us for sure.
They come in with one of the best defenses in the country. The adage is defense travels. Do you think have you found that that's true in your coaching career?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us are looking for something that, you know, you can count on, that's foundational, that you know is there every day, and you know, for them, that's certainly been their defense, and they're good on offense too, but they're special on defense and how hard they play, and you know, how they kind of work together within their defense.
What's going to be a key today to kind of alter the storyline from the first game?
Yeah, we'll have to be better. We're going to have to work together to manufacture some good shot opportunities. We're going to have to help Jonathan and Micah get in rhythm by running good offense so they can get some good clean looks, you know, at the basket. I think we're going to have to do a good job of getting to the foul line. Their defense is really aggressive, really physical, and you know, we're going to need to get downhill and kind of use that to get to the foul line. You know, defensively for us, we're going to have to get back and get set. They play with great pace. Most of the time they have 4 guys on the floor who can get it off the defensive backboard and begin the transition offense for them, and they're really good in transition offense, and guard that three-point line a little bit better than we did the first time out. And so I think those will all be you know, factors in today's game.
Coach, thanks for your time, and best of luck against the Reddies.
Awesome. Thanks, Luke.
Bowhodge getting us all set for the second half of our doubleheaders. The Crimson Storm take on the Reddies, looking to bounce back from a 74-55 loss to the Reddies in Arkadelphia. Some scores around the conference this evening, as these are first half scores. 3:14 to go in the first half. Oklahoma Baptist leading Ouachita 32-25. The Bison still looking for their first win in conference play this season. Halftime down in Durant, it's the Bisons of Harding, winners of 4 straight games, 35 in Southeastern, coming off a loss to Henderson State last Saturday in Arkadelphia, 31. So Harding playing well after starting the season very slowly, and playing as well as anyone in the conference right now. Halftime up in Alva, it's Northwestern 37, Monticello 29. Monticello, of course, coming off the 2-game sweep of SNU and Oklahoma Baptist last week. Halftime in Weatherford, 44-39, Southwestern leads Southern Arkansas. 20 turnovers in the first half for Southern Arkansas, but a 13-5 offensive rebound advantage has helped Southern Arkansas stay in it at least a little bit. And a surprising halftime score down in Ada. East Central 40, Arkansas Tech 32 at the break. The Tigers 11 of 12 from the foul line in the first half, staking themselves to an 8-point lead. And Emily, as we get started here in the second half, a lot still on the table here for SNU. Just a 1-point game here, but what does SNU need to do better here in the second 20 minutes?
I think if they could just lower their turnover rates, I think we might, increase our score by that. And just, I think they're doing really, really well now, and they just need to keep pressing them in their defense.
In the Crimson Storms, 10 turnovers in that first half, 13 for the Reddies. And SNU unable to take more advantage off of those, 9 points off those 13 Henderson State turnovers. Again, SNU led in scoring by Miriam Garcia. 3 bench players, Awat, Leon, and Nihus, each with 4 points. Alexis Jones had 2 points and 3 rebounds before going out with that second personal foul in the first quarter. Kenny Gillette has not scored. Sonia Sarda with 4 points and 2 steals, and JC Soap was 1 for 2 from three-point range and has 3 points. So back to action we go. Henderson State with the basketball to start the second half. Thanks for joining us here on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Athletics YouTube stream. Luke McConnell here alongside Emily Jackson at the Sawyer Center on our white-hot night. Whaley on the block. Goes around Garcia. Left-hand shot is over the rim, no good. And Alexis Jones has her 4th rebound of the game. Sarda will bring it across the timeline for the Crimson Storm. Goes behind the double screen there. Now finds Soap. Pass deflected out of bounds by Estes. And SNU will inbound from the sideline with 17 seconds on the clock. Sarda, right wing. Drives baseline on Blue Jones. Shut down. Tries again. Gets it across to Garcia. Pivots around. Whaley got her with a pump fake, and she lays it in. Garcia very patient inside. She's got 11 third straight game in double figures for Garcia. Snowden behind the Whaley pick to the foul line. Shut off there. Pass deflected out of bounds by Gillette. And officials say it was not. It was definitely clearly deflected out of bounds. Apparently no officials noticed the deflection, but it was pretty clear from up here, Emily.
Oh, yes.
So SNU gets away with one there.
Yeah, the Henderson coach is definitely not very happy.
Entry pass to Garcia, now working on Weber. Pivoting, quick spin move over the right shoulder. And Garcia lays it in. 2 quick baskets for Miriam Garcia. And SNU back on top, 34-31 now. Passes wide of Blue Jones. JC Soap racing the other way for SNU. Left wing Gillette, she drives baseline. Now back up top to Soap. Soap behind the Garcia pick. Hesitation all the way to the basket. Blocked by Weber, but a foul. Going to go on Lexus Weber with the contact before the shot. And a really nice hesitation move by Soap to turn the corner as Weber was stuck in no man's land there on the rotation. Macy Maines back in for Blue Jones. And Emily, a quick, aggressive start to the half for SNU. Already 2 turnovers for Henderson State out of the gates. Soap knocks down the first free throw. And one more coming here. Second one is also good. Soap had just 9 points against Southern Arkansas on Saturday. It was their first single-digit output since November 30th against St. Mary's. Snowden drives in on Gillette. Right-hand shot over Garcia is off the mark, no good. Rebound fought for. Jump ball is the call. And it'll be SNU basketball on the alternating possession. Sarda up top against Maines. Now dumps it to Garcia at the elbow. Hand off to Alexis Jones. Now back out left wing to Sarda. She reposts Garcia, who's got Pink Jones on her. Now back up to Soap. Soap around Snowden. Jumper from the left elbow is off the back iron, no good. And Weber has the rebound for Henderson State. Jones in the corner. Estes, quick trigger for three is no good. Officials telling Estes to get up. Weber, the offensive rebound. Scoop shot around Garcia is good. Alexis Weber with her second bucket of the game. She's got 4. Soap in the paint. Gives to Jones. Goes all the way to the basket. Right-hand layup is good. Alexis Jones typically goes to her left, even though she is right-handed. But she went right that time, and she got it to go. Pink Jones driving to the baseline. Shut down by Garcia. Pass somehow finds Estes. Fires it back inside to Weber. Scoop shot around Garcia is blocked, but a late foul called on Garcia. And Lexus Weber will go to the line for 2 free throws. Second foul on Miriam Garcia. First foul on SNU here in the second half. As SNU leads 38-33. An 8-2 run coming out of the locker room. And 10-2 going back to the end of the first half. Weber is short on the first free throw. One more coming. Weber's had the last 2 seasons pretty much completely derailed by injuries. Good to see her healthy. And she knocks down the free throw to split the pair. Had 8 points and 3 rebounds on Saturday in the big win over Southeastern. Got a slight clock issue. Let me get that reset. SNU back to action. Sarda going for the backdoor cut to Gillette. Is deflected out of bounds by Pink Jones. Emily Sard has been just a little bit off with her from her usual passing self.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. She's finding trouble just trying to find open people.
Sarda looked for the shot, but instead dumped it down to Garcia. Great look from Sarda. From this vantage point, it couldn't really tell if it was a shot or a pass, but she got it over the outstretched arms of Jones in the paint. Garcia, another bucket. She's got 6 here in the third quarter. Pink Jones, pass deflected, stolen by Soap. SNU coming the other way. Soap all the way to the basket, steps around Estes, bump no call, missed the shot, rebound fought for and controlled by Pink Jones. Looked like Garcia took an elbow to the head. Maines whips it down low to Weber, shut off nicely by Gillette. Sarda comes across, rips at it, missed the shot, does Weber, and Gillette has the rebound. SNU back the other way. Hits the cutting Garcia all the way to the basket, and she laid it in. Great job by Garcia, an excellent pass there from Sarda. And SNU leads by 8, their biggest lead of the night. Maines, corner 3 to answer, it's no good. Long rebound, tipped by Soap ahead. She's all by herself, and she'll go in for the layup. Timeout, Henderson. And SNU up double figures now, 44-34. What a heady play there by J.C. Soap. And that'll take us to an official timeout on the court. We'll take it to 5:39 to play here in the third. SNU up 44-34. We'll be back right after this on the SNU radio and video networks. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU on a 16-3 run dating back to the first half, and they've opened up a 10-point lead on the Reddies. Emily Miriam Garcia has been outstanding in this game, 17 points, and she's got 8 on 4 of 4 shooting here in the second half.
Yeah, she has no trouble finding the basket right now.
So SNU looking to keep the pressure turned up here. Henderson State with the basketball. 5:37 to go. Third quarter. Maines to the elbow, shut off there. Ashley Farrer into the game for the first time today. Gives back to Maines. Working on Alexis Jones. Crossover, spins. Shot high off the glass is no good, but some contact there from Garcia down low. And that'll send Macy Maines to the line as the third foul on Garcia. So it appears thus far that the only thing that's going to stop Garcia is the whistle. So 2 free throws here for Macy Maines. 78% foul shooter this season. Missed the first one long. Maines just 1 of 5 from the field today for 3 points. She's had 10 games shooting less than 30%. She's definitely a volume shooter, and she knocks down the second one. Came in averaging 11.3 points per game. Had 11 on Saturday in the win over Southeastern. Soap, right wing, checked closely by Snowden, and a foul underneath. It's going to go on Whaley, battling with Garcia for position. Just the first foul on Whaley. Second foul on the Reddies. Jones inbounding on the baseline. Gets in the corner to Sarda. Lets Maines blow by. Step back three-pointer on the way. It's an air ball. Jones tips the rebound to Garcia, though. And then Garcia has it slapped away by Estes. It finds Sarda. Missed the shot. Still fought for. Alexis Jones has it. Back up. A lot of contact there. No call. Garcia and Snowden now on the floor. Everybody's on the floor for it. It'll be Henderson State basketball. And Henderson State swiping at the basketball quite aggressively inside, and good hustle both ways there on that sequence. And that takes us to our official media timeout here in the third quarter. 4:52 to go in the period. It's 44-35 SNU with the lead. We'll be right back after this here on Crossover Radio Sports. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU leading 44-35 over Henderson State. Henderson State with the basketball after the jump ball there. Macy Maines bringing it up against Alexis Jones. Hits the back cutting Snowden. Kicks back out to Maines. She'll fire up a three-pointer from there. It's off to the left, no good. Rebound goes to Farrer, and she shovels over to Whaley. Whaley pivots around Garcia, is bumped, and lays it in. Garcia fortunate there. That was not her fourth foul. Whaley now with 12. First points of the second half for her, and SNU's lead is 7. Soap on the right wing. Dumps it down low to Garcia. Working on Whaley. Spins around. Shut off. Steps through. Missed it with the left hand. And Farrar has the rebound. She quickly comes into the front court with it. Holding on the right wing. Behind the back dribble on Sarda. Across the lane. Has it ripped away by Sarda. Great reach in there by the point guard. Gillette. Hesitation on Maines. It's stopped by a two-hand shove. Sarda pulls the trigger for three. Top of the key is good. Sonia Sarda, her first three-pointer of the evening, and SNU back up by 10, 47-37. Maines boots that one out of bounds after it was deflected by Gillette. Fourth turnover on Maines. Garcia will check out for Nihus, and Awat back in for Gillette. So great work inside by Garcia. 4 for 5 from the field. 8 points here in the third quarter. She's got 17 for the game. Sarda between the circles. Gets it to Awat on the right wing. Nihus working hard to get position on Whaley. They go away from her. Jones with 15 on the shot clock. Now Sarda left wing. Crosses over on Pink Jones. Gets to the baseline. Fadeaway is blocked. It looked like she might have just been trying to find Alexis Jones. And that one's going to go out of bounds. I think it probably would have been off of Awatt, but for some reason, Alexis Jones hit it while she was standing out of bounds and knew what she was doing, so I'm assuming she knew it was off on Cassandra as well. Either way, SNU on defense here, leading by 10. Crossover by Pink Jones to the baseline, off the glass, too strong, and she goes to the floor with it, and a foul is going to be called on Abby Nehus. There was minimal to no contact there, and Trent May looking for an explanation from the far sideline. So Henderson with the basketball and a fresh 20. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Blue Jones holding extended right wing, goes behind the Snowden pick. Now backdoor cut for Pink Jones, shoves it in the corner to Estes, pulls the trigger for three, it's short. Whaley the offensive rebound. She shovels to Estes, gets underneath of Nehus, and somehow scores. So an 8-point game here with 2:40 to play in the third quarter. Sarda brings it across the timeline for SNU. Jones now with it on the right wing, checked by Blue Jones. Trying to back her down, Sid tries to go baseline, shut off nicely. Soap now with it, top of the key, Awatt. Sarda trying to get it inside to Nehus. Instead, she'll drive baseline. Tried to go up and under, and is going to be fouled by Pink Jones. So Sarda to the line for 2 free throws. Second foul on Pink Jones. Third team foul on Henderson State. So Sonia Sarda at the line for free throws. 53.8% this season. Rattles the first one in and out. One more coming for Sarda. She's got 7 points, 3 assists, and 4 steals this evening. She goes 0 for 2. Awatt tips the rebound, saves it into the SNU bench, and Sarda has it. And then she throws it off of Blue Jones out of bounds, and SNU saves the possession. Great hustle there by the freshman Awatt, who's done some really nice things tonight in 11 minutes of play. Her most playing time since the second game of the season against Central Oklahoma. Oh, Sarda with a crossover on Blue Jones. Missed the floater. Abby Nehus offensive rebound, forces it up, no good, and Whaley has the rebound. Sarda got free with a nice crossover, but unable to finish. Whaley drives on Nehus, now starts backing her down. Scoop shot around her is good. And Henderson State nosing their way back in here, down 6 with 1:38 to go. SNU one of their last 8 from the field after jumping out to a 10-point lead on 2 occasions here in the third quarter. So crosses over on Snowden, now crabs back out. Awatt working on Estes. Passes behind Sarda, but she recovers. 5 on the shot clock. She'll force up a long three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. Awatt in for the offensive rebound. She's tied up by Pink Jones, and it'll be SNU basketball on the jump ball with 1:12 to go in the quarter. Maines checking back in for Blue Jones. SNU with a fresh 20 here with 1:12 to play. Sarda dumps it down low to Alexis Jones, who goes back outside. Finds the cutting Soap. Left-hand layup is no good. And Maines comes away with it. Nearly lost the ball in the backcourt. And she'll bring it across the timeline against Sarda. Maines slips down. Sarda, great defense on ball there. Pink Jones goes around Sarda. Underneath, off the glass and good over Nehus. 4-point game. It's a 6-0 run for Henderson State. And SNU now 3 minutes and 11 seconds and counting without a basket. 30 seconds to play in the quarter. 47-43 our score. Nehus working hard on Whaley inside. Soap driving kick. Awatt, she'll pull the trigger for 3. It's long. Nehus offensive rebound. She's grabbed and fouled by Whaley, as that was going to be an easy layup for Abby Nehus. Second foul on Whaley. 4th team foul on Henderson. Nehus at the line for 2 free throws. Just 51% from the line this season after shooting 70% from the line as a sophomore. First one rolls around and in. One more coming for the junior from Mustang. She's got 5 points tonight to go along with 3 rebounds. Second one is short. It did not even catch the iron there, so Henderson State basketball with 18 seconds to play. 48-43 our score. Pink Jones works it across the timeline. SNU staying in their man-to-man defense. Now Soap switches on to Pink Jones. Crossover. Gets inside, floater over Nehus is off the iron, no good. Nehus has it, and that's how the quarter will end. So SNU leads by 10 on multiple occasions in the third quarter, and they'll take a 5-point lead to the final stanza. And we will get you to the fourth quarter when we come back right after this here on the SNU radio and video networks. Fourth quarter time here in Bethany. SNU leading Henderson State 48-43, and Emily SNU 7 of 19 from the field in that third quarter, but raced out to a 10-point lead right out of the locker room and managed to hold on as Henderson State kind of chipped away there at the end of the period.
Yeah, they were attacking the goal, and they were definitely pressing to get that lead back down to single digits.
Pink Jones picks up her dribble at the right elbow. Now gives it to Snowden. Estes with a deep three from the top of the key, and she knocks it down. Haley Estes, 4 for 7 from three-point range tonight. And the lead down to 2, just like that, with 9:40 to play. Sarda gets it to Nehus at the elbow. Hands to Awat. Awat working on Estes, goes right around her and lays it in. What a strong take from the freshman, Cassandra Awat.
She's had a great game this.
Estes, quick trigger for another three. It's short. Rebound comes down to Soap. And she'll push tempo across to Alexis Jones. Now Sarda, run off the three-point line by Snowden. Kick over to the block to Jones. Floater in the lane is good as it rattles the rim and in. Alexis Jones fired up toward the SNU bench. So a quick 4-0 response to the Estes three. Maines will try a corner three. It's off the iron, unkind. Whaley battling for the loose ball. Jones finally comes down with it for SNU. And Trent May off the bench, getting Jones to slow up here as she'll direct traffic. Left wing to Sarda. Goes behind the JC Soap pick. Top of the key to Nehus. Soap straight away guarded by Snowden. All the way to the basket. Tries to get inside of Whaley, and she does. As she draws the foul on Carrington Whaley. That's her third. And JC Soap to the line for 2 free throws. Alexis Weber and Blue Jones back in. Pink Jones and Whaley will check out. Soap, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists tonight. She's 2 for 2 at the line. Knocks down the first. One more coming for the sophomore from Stillwell. She goes 2 for 2. The lead back to 8 for SNU. Macy Maines quickly down to the block, kicks it back out to Blue Jones. Run off the line by Awat. Lost the ball, stripped away by Sarda. 2-on-2 break. Sarda drifts to the left wing, trying to get it down low to Jones. Instead, kicks it out to Soap. Finds a wide open Awatt, pulls the trigger for three. Off the back iron, no good. Nehus tips the offensive rebound to Sarda, who fires it down low, intercepted by Maines. A little bit too aggressive there from Sarda. Maines checked up top by Soap. Tries to drive. Left-hand layup is well short, and Soap controls the carom. Sarda between the circles. Now left wing to Alexis Jones. She'll go behind the Nehus pick. They swing it around the perimeter. Sarda back with it now on the right wing. Splits the double team. Fade away over Estes. Off the glass, no good. And Weber has the miss for Henderson State. Blue Jones across the lane. Now gets it back out to Maines. 7:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Snowden in the corner. Run off the line by Soap. Maines will fire up a three from the right wing and knock it down. Second three-pointer for Macy Maines, just her second made field goal of the night. She's got 7, and the lead is 5. 54-49, 6:55 to play. Nefer Leon and Mimi Garcia set to check back in at the next dead ball. Pink Jones and Ashley Farrar in the scores table as well. Soap trying to get it into Nehus, unable to do so. Now hits the diving Nehus on the nice screen and roll action. Beautiful pass from Soap and a great finish from Nehus. Maines drives by Sarda. Left-hand layup over Nehus. Somehow spins in. I think Nehus got a piece of that too. And Maines responds again for Henderson State. 6:15 to play, still a 5-point game. Jones on the left wing for SNU. Backing down Estes. It's a shove in the back, no call. Sarda on the right wing. Drives by Maines to the baseline. Floats it over to Jones. Swing it up top. Soap run off the three-point line hard by Weber, who goes down hard. It'll just be a side out as Soap put the ball on the ground to get free. So Nehus and Sarda will check out for SNU. Maines and Blue Jones check out for Henderson State with 5:55 to play. SNU with a 5-point lead. Soap behind the Garcia pick. Looks for the roll, unable to get it there. Now Jones on the right wing, 10 on the shot clock. Jones into Weber, spins and fades away and gets it to go. And a quick timeout called by Trent May, and that'll take us to immediate timeout as well. So 5:38 to play, SNU up by 7. We'll be back right after this here on the SNU Radio and Video Networks. SNU leads 58-51, 5:38 to play here at the Sawyer Center. Luke McConnell here alongside Emily Jackson, and Emily, SNU 4 of 6 here in the fourth quarter and getting a lot of really good looks at the basket.
Yes, they're definitely attacking, and they're giving Henderson a run for their money.
Nefer Leon and Mimi Garcia back into the game. The previous dead ball. Henderson countering with Pink Jones, Estes, Weber, Snowden, and Farrar. Pink Jones up against the freshman Awatt. Drives past her, kick in the corner. Snowden will fire up a three-pointer from there and knock it down. First three-pointer of the game for Lainey Snowden. And the lead down to 4, 58-54 with 5:20 to play. Left wing, Nefer Leon behind the Garcia pick. Dribbles back out, looking to post up Garcia. Now Soap, top of the key. Fires it down low to Alexis Jones. Working, kick in the corner, Leon. Spins on Estes, drives baseline, kick baseline to Awatt now. Across the lane with 4 on the shot clock. Pass deflected, Awatt's gonna have to force it up. She does, and it doesn't draw anything. That's a shot clock violation on the Crimson Storm. So good ball movement there by the Crimson Storm, but good closeouts by the Reddies, forcing that shot clock violation. 12th turnover for SNU. It's just their second of the second half. Maines has it poked away by Awatt, but Pink Jones recovers. And a bump and a foul is going to be called on Cassandra Awatt. Just the first foul on SNU here in the quarter. That's the first on Awatt in the game. Excuse me, second foul on Awatt. So Henderson inbounding on the baseline. 4:37 to play. And a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Weber at the foul line. Jones boots it and retrieves it at the 10-foot line. Driving in, kick in the corner. Maines will fire up another three-pointer from there and rattle it in. And it's a 1-point game with 4:23 to play. Henderson State finding the range from distance. Here in the fourth quarter, they're now 3 for 5 from deep. SNU just 2 of 11 from 3 for the game. Leon, left wing, guarded by Estes, drives by her. Floater is no good off the side of the backboard. Goes out of bounds. Kennedy Gillette and Sonia Sarda checking back in. Leon and Awatt will take a seat. Great minutes from both of them today. Awatt 6 points, 5 rebounds. Leon 4 points, 3 rebounds, and each with a steal. 1-point game, 58-57. It's a 6-0 run for Henderson State. Maines in the corner, Snowden. She drives baseline, gets it to Whaley, who booted it. Snowden forces it back out to Pink Jones with 15 on the shot clock. Jones behind the Whaley pick. Trying to drive around Gillette, shut off. Goes glass, missed it. Whaley has the offensive rebound, puts it up and scores. And Henderson State back on top, 59-58. Their first lead since halftime. Gillette with 20 on the shot clock. SNU gonna need to work. Sardis cut off on the baseline, finds Jones cutting inside. Dribbles back out. Now Soap on the left wing. Working on Snowden. Behind the Garcia pick. Drives on Whaley. Scoop shot is no good. Garcia, the offensive rebound over Snowden, has it ripped away from her, and Estes has it. Henderson's been very aggressive inside, slapping down on that basketball. Pink Jones kicks it back out to Maines, top of the key. Now Estes on the right wing. Crowd getting into it here. SNU needing a stop. Estes pivoting, kick out. Pink Jones in the corner, not a shooter. 10 on the shot clock. Drives baseline on Gillette. Splits her and Garcia and lays it in. 3-point lead, 2.5 to play. Sarda directing traffic, gives it to Gillette, left wing. Pass deflected by Estes, and Pink Jones has it. So many deflections tonight for the Reddies. Pink Jones, driving kick. Estes pulls the trigger on a quick three. It's off the back iron, no good. Whaley, the offensive rebound. Pass for Estes, and a timeout is called by Jill Thomas as Estes was going in for the wide open layup. And Thomas very sheepish over on the sideline. She getting the reset on offense. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And Emily, SNU, it's a 10-0 run for Henderson State over the last 3.5 minutes, and they're just unable to find the bottom of the basket right now.
Yeah, Henderson is definitely pushing them in their defense, and it's just Henderson playing some really good defense. It's hard for them just to find that shot that they can take.
SNU now with 4 turnovers here in the quarter. They're 4 of 8 from the field, but the big difference right now, Henderson's knocked down 4 3-pointers. They're 4 of 7 here in the period. SNU still just 2 of 11 from 3 for the game. And right now, that's been the big difference. And Again, SNU came in as one of the top three-point shooters in the country at 40.1%. But the past 3 games now, a total of 10 made threes. And Emily, we're seeing Henderson State very aggressive closing out on the three-point line.
Yes, especially Maines. I mean, she gets in that corner and she'll just throw them up, and she's making them.
So SNU needing a stop here on this possession with 2:05 to play. Still plenty of time in just a 3-point deficit. But time certainly not a friend for the Crimson Storm here, as Henderson State will inbound with 17 on the shot clock. Henderson State 19 turnovers tonight. SNU up to 15 turnovers for the game. And back to action we go. Maines looking to get it inbounds. Finally fires it into Snowden. Loose ball. Snowden has it. 4-on-5 as Soap was out of the picture. Maines a corner 3. And she knocks it down from the right wing. Macy Maines with 3 3-pointers here in the 4th quarter. Soap up top. Now Alexis Jones with it. She'll pull up for the 15-foot jumper and knock it down. Quick timeout called by Trent May. So 4-point game with 1:38 to go. Henderson State coming alive from deep in the 4th quarter. 5 of 8 from 3-point range, and Macy Maines now 4 for 9. Haley Estes also 4 for 9 from deep. And SNU needing a quick stop here and a bucket to get back in this one. And still plenty of time with 1:38, but SNU's going to have to clamp down defensively. Henderson State 8 of 13 from the field here in the 4th quarter. They put up 21 points in the period. SNU led by 5 coming into the 4th quarter. And Henderson's been able to erase that and take a 64-60 lead with 1:38 to go. Foul's not a problem either way. Just 2 fouls for Henderson, 1 for SNU. Nobody with more than 3 fouls in the game. Pink Jones, checked by Alexis Jones. Driving, kicks to Snowden. Snowden across the lane, gives to Maines. Maines driving in, unable to find anybody. 10 on the shot clock. Maines working on backing down Sarda. Now steps back, spinning. Now gets it to Snowden. 5 on the shot clock. Maines has to fire up a deep 3 from the Henderson bench. Misses it short. Garcia has it. Great defensive possession there for the Crimson Storm. Sarda up top, guarded by Estes. Goes behind the Garcia pick, trying to find some help. Gives it to Jones. Entry pass down to Garcia. The double team comes. Finds the cutting Jones. Inside, left-hand shot's no good, and a foul. Going to be on Carrington Whaley. That's her 4th. So Alexis Jones at the line for 2 free throws with 48 seconds to play. First trip to the line today for Alexis Jones. And she gets the first one to rattle home. One more coming for the junior from Burleson. She goes 2 for 2, and it's a 2-point game. Timeout SNU. 48 seconds to go, and Emily, we haven't seen a lot of these come down to the wire for SNU yet this season, and certainly gut check time for the Crimson Storm, down by 2 with 48 seconds to play.
It's definitely a nail-biter game. I mean, the past couple home games that we've had here, I mean, it's just been a blow by SNU. So it's definitely a different pace from what we have been seeing.
Crimson Storm shooting 37.5% from the field. They're dominating the glass 40-30 and 19-8 in offensive rebounds, but just 7 second chance points. And we saw this last time as well. Henderson State, 15 second chance points on 6 offensive rebounds. They've got 13 second chance points on just 8 offensive rebounds. And a timeout called by Henderson State to advance the basketball here in the final minute. So kind of a carbon copy of the first game in Arkadelphia from an offensive rebound perspective. And SNU certainly has had plenty of opportunities with those 19 offensive rebounds, but just unable to get things in the basket as the game has gone along. Just 7 second chance points on those 19 offensive rebounds. So SNU needing a stop here with 48 seconds to play. 64-62 our score. Still plenty of time for SNU to get this stop. Henderson State 44% from the field today. They're 9 of 25 from 3, but 5 of 9 here in the fourth quarter. And that has staked Henderson State to this lead. Estes inbounding in front of the Henderson State bench. Comes into Maines. And she'll hold up top. Trying to drive on Sarda. She'll bring it back out. Behind the screen from Estes. Up top, Snowden. Snowden spins away from Soap. Fires it in the corner to Blue Jones. 12 on the shot clock. Jones kick in the corner. Snowden with the three-pointer. In and out, no good. Whaley, offensive rebound. Up top to Snowden. SNU's got a foul. And Garcia fouls Pink Jones with 19.8 seconds to go. That's just the second team foul on the Crimson Storm, though. So SNU going to have to foul 3 more times here in order to get Henderson State to the foul line. Henderson State 66% this season as a team, so they're certainly not one of the better ones in the conference. Inbounds comes to Snowden. She's quickly fouled. 2 more to go here for SNU. And Abby Nehus will check in for Garcia so that Garcia does not foul out with those 4 personal fouls. Estes inbounding once again. Comes into Maines, and a quick foul comes. Fourth team foul now. Estes into Snowden. Is poked away by Soap, who tracks it down in the backcourt. She bounces it over to Gillette. She goes in, ripped away by Estes, out of bounds. Great hustle by Estes and a great job by Soap. So SNU basketball with 11.8 seconds to play. 2-point game. Jones inbounds, comes to Gillette. Spins baseline, hands it to Soap. 7 seconds. Soap behind the Nehus pick. Gives it to Alexis Jones. Into the lane. Shot off the glass and good! With 1.6 seconds to go. Great patience by the Crimson Storm, and they got a great look in the middle of the lane. And Alexis Jones ties the score at 64 with 1.6 seconds to go. Wow, what a sequence there for SNU.
They really needed that.
Absolutely, and again, credit to Haley Estes on the defensive play, but JC Soap got the deflection in the backcourt that resulted in the steal. So Henderson State will advance the basketball, and officials are going to take a look at the clock to make sure that there's the correct amount of time remaining. 1.6 on the clock right at the moment.
Definitely a nail-biter game we have here.
Absolutely. It's been back and forth the whole way. SNU's led by as many as 10. They did it on 2 occasions in the in the third. The officials come away from the monitor, and it is correct at 1.6 seconds. SNU, 4 team fouls, just needing to not foul here with 1.6 seconds to go. Estes looking to get it in. Lobs it toward the basket. It goes out of bounds. No one touched it. So SNU will get to inbound again. And they will get to advance it. So a colossal error there for Henderson State as Estes' pass for Whaley went over her head. No time ran off the clock because no one touched it. And now SNU gets to advance the basketball with their timeout. So 1.6 seconds to go. They get a chance to win the game here. And Emily, with 19.8 seconds to go, SNU is having to rack up some quick fouls just to get Henderson State on the foul line. And Henderson State never even got a chance to get there.
Yes.
So SNU huddling around head coach Trent May. Again, 1.6 seconds to play. Tied at 64 in what's been a wild affair here in Bethany all night. Henderson State knocked down 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter to take a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to play at 64-58. But SNU's rattled off a 6-0 run since, and we'll see what they can draw up here. Try to get the win here. Other scores around the conference. Harding up 12 with 1:27 to play down in Durant against Southeastern. Northwestern all over Monticello with 2.5 to play, up 19. Southwestern up 69-58 with 35 seconds in the third. And Arkansas Tech up 1 with 41 seconds to play against East Central. So here we go. Jones inbounding in front of the SNU bench. Lobs it backdoor for Soap, and she catches and fumbles it out of bounds. But Henderson State is out of timeouts. Pass a little bit too strong there from Jones. Soap was all by herself out there. Pass is wide. Soap tracks it. Garcia, three-quarter courts for the win. Oh, and it's short. Looked online from this angle, but it was just short. And so we go to overtime here in Bethany. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, overtime here at the Sawyer Center. This is SNU basketball presented by Crossover Radio Sports. Welcome back to a very lively Sawyer Center as we get set to start the overtime period, tied at 64. Alexis Jones knocking down the floater in the lane off the glass with 1.6 seconds to go. SNU had an opportunity to get the final shot, and they did get a three-quarter court heave, and not in the way that they thought they were going to. So we will jump center circle for the final 5 minutes here. Garcia with 4 fouls, Whaley with 4 fouls, so both posts in foul trouble. And a re-jump as Garcia hit it on the way down. So we'll try it again. It's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure that's what happened in the beginning of the game, but didn't say anything then. Garcia tips it, but Maines gets inside of Sarda. And Henderson State with the basketball. And then Sarda picks Maines' pocket. 1-on-2 with Alexis Jones. Lets Maines go by. Missed the layup. And Pink Jones has it. And now a foul on Sonia Sarda to compound the error. That's her 3rd foul. And that will be the 5th foul on SNU now. And so that will send Pink Jones to the foul line for free throws. Sarda had kind of a rough night tonight, 7 points, 3 of 12 shooting. She's got 6 steals, but 5 turnovers. Jones knocks down the first free throw. 65.5% this season. She was 80.5% a season ago, but has struggled from the line this year. Gets both of those to go, and Henderson leads by 2 with 4:45 to go in the overtime period. Jones, extended left elbow, backing down Pink Jones. Across the lane, shot off the glass, and good! Alexis Jones taking over here in the 4th quarter and overtime. She's got 16 now. 1 off a team high. Estes Spins away from Soap. Kick corner to Pink Jones. Jones hiding behind Estes. She splits Soap around. Garcia there for the block. Whaley blocked from behind by Gillette. Gets her own miss again. Left-hand shot is no good. Sarda tips the rebound to Jones. Great defense inside without fouling by the Crimson Storm. A minute gone by in overtime. Still knotted up at 66. Jones standing on the M of Storm at half court. Now gives it to Sarda, right wing, behind the Garcia pick. Fires it down low. Garcia backing down on Whaley. Left-hand hook shot is no good. Alexis Jones, the offensive rebound. Some nifty dribbling there by Jones, and I think we got a late reset on the shot clock. Yep, late reset on the shot clock there. So 15 on the shot clock here, 37 to play in overtime. Sarda driving baseline. 15-footer on the baseline is good. Sonia Sarda coming up big here. And SNU leads by 2, 3:20 to go. Maines, right wing. Drives by Sarda to the block. Shut off there. Pink Jones outside. Again, not the shooter. She drives into traffic. Wide open Carrington Whaley on the backside for the layup. Help defense came from Garcia, but did not rotate down on the backside. Tied at 68, under 3 minutes to go. Garcia holding top of the key. Hands to Sarda. Sarda, big screen from Alexis Jones, and Sarda goes in for the layup. Alexis Jones doing a little bit of everything here in the fourth quarter in overtime. Back-to-back buckets for Sarda. Pink Jones trapped. Gets it out to Snowden. Across the lane. Floater blocked by Garcia, and Gillette has it. Jones will walk it up with 2:25 to go. SNU nursing a 70-68 lead. Double comes. Sarda, entry pass to Garcia on the baseline. Across the lane, pivoting, spinning, scoring! Miriam Garcia, 19 points tonight, and SNU leads by 4 with 2 minutes to play. Whaley thought about the straightaway three, has her pocket picked by Sarda, but Maines recovers. Now she's open for three, and it's off the iron, no good. Alexis Jones, another rebound, her 10th. Jones to the baseline, and a blocking foul coming up on Macy Maines. Alexis Jones doing it all here for the Crimson Storm in the fourth quarter in overtime. 16 points and 10 rebounds.
She's been a powerhouse in this overtime and towards that last quarter, too.
Maddie Nichols in for Pink Jones. Jones gets it in the corner to Sarda. Entry pass back to Jones. Goes around Whaley, bumped and fouled, and Alexis Jones will go to the line for free throws. Third foul on Maines. So Alexis Jones at the line for 2 free throws. She's 2 for 2 there tonight. Big opportunity here to extend a 4-point lead. She's pure on the first, and one more coming.
She's been doing great under pressure.
Jones, of course, hit the go-ahead bucket and then got the key steal against Harding here at the Sawyer Center a year ago, and her 2 free throws put SNU up 6, 1:38 to play. Maines across the timeline with it. Pink Jones on the bench right now for the Reddies. Maines pivoting, falls down, gets it to Snowden, picked by Gillette. Estes on the floor with it. Soap gets in for the jump ball, and it's SNU basketball. And Trent May is fired up over there on the sideline.
Some great defense right there by those girls.
And Jones will hold between the circles. 1:15 to play. SNU up by 6. Looking to close out the Reddies in overtime. Garcia pivoting. Oh, gets around Whaley and gets it to go. Garcia putting on a clinic tonight in low post footwork. And SNU leads by 8 with a minute to play. Soap reached in and a foul going to be called there. A late whistle, but probably the right call. Maines will go to the line for free throws. She's 1 for 2 there tonight. 58 seconds to play. SNU up 76-68.
We'll see how she does under pressure.
Missed the first one. One more coming for Maines. The sophomore from Springdale. She's got 15 tonight, including 4 made three-pointers, all of them coming in the second half. Maines knocks down the second. Full court pressure extended by the Reddies. SNU did not handle this well against Southern Arkansas, and Jones is fouled in the backcourt. She'll go to the line for 2. And now it's up to SNU to hit their free throws, something they have struggled with at times this year. 65.6% from the line this season. But Jones at the line here for 2, looking to extend the 7-point lead. Off with the first. And one more coming. Missed them both. Whaley has the miss. 55 seconds to play. Maines quickly into the front court. Backing down Jones to the now shut off, goes under Jones and puts it in off the glass. Timeout Henderson. So a 5-point game with 45 seconds to go. And SNU still needing to knock down free throws here. So it'll be a full timeout here. We'll take that too. With 45 seconds to play in overtime, SNU up by 5. We'll be back right after this. Back to action here at the Sawyer Center. Kennedy Gillette inbounds it to Sonia Sarda. Sarda fires it up ahead to J.C. Soap, who gets it cross court to Alexis Jones. And she's grabbed and fouled by Maines with 37.8 seconds to go. So Alexis Jones back to the line for free throws. She just missed a pair. Looking to redeem herself here with 37.8 seconds to go. First one on the way and good. She extends the lead to 6, and one more here to make it a 3-possession game. In and out, no good. Estes has the rebound. Maines quickly up the court with it. Maines gives Jones a shove, no call. Off the glass, no good. Alexis Jones the rebound, wrapped up by Estes. Kind of blatant shove there from Maines. No call from the official, but the foul on Estes is her 3rd. Jones back to the line for free throws. 5 of 8 tonight. First one is good from Jones, and a 3-possession lead here for SNU, now up by 7 with 28.7 seconds to go. She got them both. 79-71. SNU leading. 28 seconds to go in overtime. Henderson needing to hurry. Maines taking her sweet time backing down Jones. Now back out top. She'll fire up a 3-pointer from there. It's off the iron, no good. Long rebound chased down by Nichols. Gets in the corner to Snowden. Dumps it down low to Whaley. Whaley kick it back out top to Nichols. She'll fire up a 3-pointer. It's no good. Garcia has it. Soap has it in the corner. And SNU is going to win. What a gutty performance by the Crimson Storm. And SNU comes away with a huge 79-71 win in overtime over Henderson State. What a game, Emily, and a huge gutty performance by the Crimson Storm down the stretch to get it to overtime, and then they just dominated overtime in that 5-minute span.
Yes, it was definitely a nail-biter game, and you could tell that these girls wanted to beat them, and they were up for the challenge, and they came back, and they won, and they pressed them, and it was just a great game to watch.
So SNU scores 15 points in overtime, going 5 of 7 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, as they close out Henderson State, holding them to just 2 of 10 from the field in the overtime period, and a key 0 for 3 from three-point range after Henderson really kind of took control of the game in the fourth quarter by going 5 for 10 from the three-point line. But just a huge win for SNU to get back on the winning track and snap a 2-game losing streak. So SNU moving to 12-5 overall and 9-4 in conference play. And Henderson State will fall to 13-6 and 8-5 in conference play. But Emily, just a tremendous game all the way around. A lot of fun to watch and to be here for. But most importantly, SNU coming out with a win and getting back on the right track.
Yes, that was definitely fun to watch, and I'm excited to see that they got that win against them. And it was great to see them just try hard and trust each other, and just like their confidence boosting was just amazing.
SNU back in action on Saturday when they take on the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. SNU defeating Ouachita 72-45 back on January 2nd earlier this month. And so they started the month of January with Ouachita, and they'll start the month of February with Ouachita. Running over the final stats for you here, SNU 41.7% from the field. They were just 2 of 11 from three-point range, 17 of 24 from the line, above their season average of 65.6. Out-rebounded the Reddies 46-37 and got 20 offensive rebounds to just 12 for Henderson State, but just 9 points off those 20 offensive rebounds, 13 second-chance points off the 12 offensive rebounds for Henderson. Henderson shot 40% from the field. They were 9 of 29 from three-point range, 10 of 13 from the foul line. SNU forced 23 turnovers tonight while turning it over 16 times themselves. 20 points off the 23 turnovers for SNU, 17 points off 16 turnovers for Henderson State. SNU dominated in the paint tonight, 52-34, as the three-pointers just were not falling tonight, but that was just fine for SNU. Garcia and Jones each with 21 game-high totals for them, 11 rebounds for Alexis Jones as well, 6 rebounds and 3 steals for Garcia. Sonia Sarda finished the game with 11 points, 4 assists, and 6 steals. J.C. Soap, 9 points. Cassandra Awatt, 6 points off the bench. Nefer Leon in her first meaningful minutes in some time with 4 points and 7 points off the bench for Abby Nehus to go along with 4 rebounds. For Henderson State individually, 18 points for Macy Maines and 18 points for Carrington Whaley to go along with a game-high 13 rebounds. She also had 4 blocks in this one. Haley Estes with 16 points and 7 rebounds, 4 of 9 from three-point range. Maines was 4 of 12 from three-point range tonight. 9 points for Pink Jones, 5 assists and 4 steals for her, leaves her 6 assists shy of the Henderson State all-time assists record. Lainey Snowden, just 1 3-pointer tonight. She did have 5 assists, though. 3 points for her and 2 points for Blue Jones. 5 points off the bench for Alexis Weber to go along with 4 rebounds. Running through some of the other finals around the conference. Harding polishes off Southeastern 71-59, a massive road win for the Bisons. 25 points for Carissa Caples tonight as they held Cameron Cantwell to just 6 points tonight. Great defensive performance from the Bisons, and they're playing again as well as anyone in the conference right now. 5 straight wins for Harding. 68-51 Northwestern over Arkansas Monticello. It's Southwestern 95, Southern Arkansas 73. And Arkansas Tech finishes off East Central 81-78. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Miriam Garcia and head coach Trent May to talk about tonight's game. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU 79-71 winners over Henderson State in overtime, and we are joined now by Miriam Garcia, 21 points and 6 rebounds. And Mimi, you have been dominating in the post lately. What's the secret been to your run the past 3 games?
I don't know. I try to get the ball inside and post up, but like they are passing me the ball so well, and like all my teammates.
You have put on quite the exhibition in post footwork throughout the season, not just tonight or the past few games. What goes into having good footwork in the post?
I don't know. I really like. I just do it. I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't work that much like the post moves and stuff. I just like do what I like. If I see someone, I pivot again and I just go up. And like.
This is your second straight start for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah.
What's it been like this season? Your first here with the Crimson Storm, and you're just putting in the work to get in the starting lineup.
I don't know. I don't know. Abby's great, and like she was like starting, and I don't know. I just like had a couple of good games, and I guess. I don't know. I really don't know.
You're one of 4 Spanish players on the team. How much fun is that to kind of have
yeah,
a little bit of...
it. I love it. They are great, and I have so much fun with them. And all my teammates, I love them all. Like, it's great having this team. Like,
how big of a factor was that in coming to SNU, the fact that you had a little bit of home on the team with Irene and Sonia already here?
Yeah, I've talked with them before, like coming here, and like I saw it.
You guys have made defense kind of your calling card tonight and really locked down on Henderson State there in overtime. How high were you guys riding going into that final period with how you managed to tie the score and force overtime?
Excuse me.
How much emotion were you guys feeling as you were going into overtime, having come back to tie it?
I was so excited, but like Lexi did a great job. She made the last basket, and like it was great. Like I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you are fantastic at this. Going into Saturday's game, how big was this win as a whole, just coming off of 2 losses last week?
I mean, last week we lost both games, but like we were working so hard this week for like we were so prepared, and like I guess like we deserved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Miriam Garcia, 21 points and 6 rebounds tonight as SNU takes down Henderson State 79-71 in overtime. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by head coach Trent May and get his thoughts on tonight's win. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We're joined now by SNU head coach Trent May. And, Coach, an exciting one tonight. How are you feeling right now?
Man, it's been a tough week physically for me. But, you know, I got to say this first and foremost. I love when you can have a staff of assistant coaches, man, who work like mine do and who are always prepared, always willing, always ready. Because I wasn't feeling well this week, and they literally, as always, they do what they do best, and that's coach our girls up, love on them, and teach them, and never let up on them. And you know, so I literally I give God the credit for allowing us to do what we do and be passionate, and thankfully you know, have a career that we love. But man, when you have a great staff, there's nothing like it. So
absolutely. Just a super exciting game tonight. What was going through your mind, and what were you saying to your team down 6 with 2 minutes to play?
it just, I don't know. I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind. And one, if we could just rebound the ball, we'd be okay. And and that's in the last few games we've had a lot of things that just kind of arose at different times, and you're just like, you can't put your finger on it. You're trying to plug different holes. And tonight, for me personally, as a coach, I thought it was just one. It was just rebounding. Every time they got an offensive rebound in the second half, I think they scored off of. And you do a great job of playing tough defense and contesting shots, and they miss shots. And man, if you can just put that exclamation point on it, or that cherry on top, and just get the rebound, just do what we do, and we weren't doing it. And so they were getting easy second chance points, and that's how they got back in the game to begin with, in my opinion. And that's that it just leads to easy points, and it puts a damper on things. It's almost like a dunk in guys basketball. So I just thought, man, if we can just get a stop and just a little bit of pressure, but keep the ball in front of us. A couple times we went for steals and we didn't get them, and they made us pay, or offensive rebounds and made us pay. And so if we could just play sound defense and keep the ball in front of us, I thought we would give ourselves a better chance. And thankfully that whatever that steal or deflection, whatever it led to, and gave us the ball down at our end, and great hustle. And then it's just you just gotta stay in the fight no matter what, and that's what our girls did until we got to overtime.
If there was any question about who the soul of this team is, that was quickly answered at the end of fourth quarter and overtime, as Alexis Jones just really took over, not just scoring and knocking down the clutch free throws late, but had a hard screen to free Sarda for a layup. How big was she in these? How big is she in these moments? It's not her first time to come up clutch for you.
No, it's not. She's built for stuff like this, and Lex doesn't have to be great. It's sometimes I think because players feel like they have to be great, and I just want Lex to be Lex, and that was Lex tonight. Not because she had a fantastic game, because she had the eyes. When you can tell when the player, man, I've been missing those eyes lately. Saw him tonight, reflected, and there it was. And so, she did a tremendous job in leading. One of my favorite things about the game is number 3 had been hitting a few threes, and Lex finally screamed over to the bench, "I've got number 3." And that's what you want. That's a heart of a champion right there, heart of a lion. And I love that, because again, that's what I've been waiting for players to take a vocal command of what they want. And it was just fun to see. It was just so there were a lot of good moments. You're always thankful you come out on the winning side, but there's so many good moments tonight that we had. And I love in overtime how we got 3 people diving on the floor for a loose ball, and that's what it's about. The ball caroms down the floor, and we got one player jumping on it, it goes over another player, we end up with that possession there on our favor, and that's pure hustle and guts, and and that's the stuff of that's how you win games. You have that kind of mindset and that kind of desire, and it really pays off, man. That's contagious stuff too.
Absolutely. Your bench was huge tonight. Big minutes for Cassandra and for Nefer.
How about that? Yeah.
Really awesome to see them perform. And then, of course, Mimi, another tied in a career high with 21 tonight. I mean, just the last 3 games, she's just been on a tear.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get on her then. I know she since I haven't looked at the stat sheet yet, but she should have had more. So I'm gonna give her a hard time. That's her fault. But no, tremendous job. And I tell you what, it's I said this before the game tonight to our girls. I said it afterwards. They started preparing for this win Monday. Sunday was off. We didn't play well last week on the road. They were in the gym Monday, even before practice, They watched film. They did all the things necessary. And I even told them before the game, I said, hey, obviously we want to win or lose. You guys did everything you can, put yourself in a successful position tonight by your work ethic all throughout the week. I missed a couple practices, which is totally fine. My assistants are great. They're probably better than me anyway. So they did a tremendous job. Our players worked hard. I got great reports from our assistants. Doesn't matter who's there. It was character because all week long they did what they were supposed to. They went the extra mile, and I'm just thankful it paid off for them tonight.
Absolutely. Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll be back here Saturday afternoon against Ouachita Baptist as the Crimson Storm tangle with the Tigers. 1 o'clock tip time here at the Sawyer Center. We'll wrap things up here and be back with the start of the men's game here on the SNU radio and video networks.